I see us live, so we've been live. We're live. Hi, everybody. Can you guys hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So they can hear me now. This is awesome. Okay. Anyways, everybody could hear me from what they said in the old one. Yeah, sorry, guys. Jacob could not hear me, so there was no way we were going to know what each other was saying if he couldn't hear me. It'd have been a funny conversation.
I would have been 2 minutes behind.
That'd have been hilarious. That'd have been rough.
What? Huh?
And by the way, we did pick up Mike along the way while we were fixing the audio issue. Don't even know what the audio issue was other than resetting a couple things and setting them back to the way they were. So, I have a feeling Facebook's out to get us after them trying to boot me off here a couple days ago.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was having all kinds of problems this morning.
Well, all the videos that we did, or that I was trying to do for the live event in Cincinnati, and I was sitting here in my chair, trying to do everything from right here, and I was using a live stream where everybody was like, you're more than welcome to use it, and I kept getting hit with copyright violations, and I'm like, the only thing I can think of is the cheesy-ass music they were playing at the event, but even then, it was only a few seconds long, so I don't know.
Right.
Anyways, again...
Ignore me, guys. I'm going to eat my steak.
Oh...
I just had, what did I have? Pesto. I just had pesto linguine with shrimp.
Pesto linguine with shrimp. That's a fucking tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah,
It was. It was. It wasn't bad. I won't name the place we went, but man, the quality's gone downhill for a winery.
That's not good.
No, I was a little disappointed.
Right. Oh, come on.
But the great thing was my sister, the great part about my sister was here. The bad part is she's from California. But
did you have airtime discussions?
Yeah, pretty much. Very generously paid for the whole table, so that was kind of cool.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Yes, so I got pretty decent food for free.
Nice.
That's never a bad thing.
Nah. But
although the calamari was awesome.
Ooh. As long as it stays warm. As soon as it starts getting lukewarm, I'm kind of like, eh.
Oh, dude, it's bad. Yeah. Ugh. All right.
We've already wasted 10 minutes, so we need to get into what we're getting into.
Well,
10 minutes long.
So, before we dive into this, because we're going to talk about what happened in the past 24 hours, the two shootings that have happened in the past
rabbit hole.
Before we go down the rabbit hole and open up the big old can, here's the can. I'm going to open it now.
Worms! I love worms.
So, of course, everybody watching and everybody else that, or anybody that may watch this is going to go into... They've probably had these arguments today, or conversations, or whatever you would like to call them, where people were like, I can't believe, this is sickening that we're putting our rights in front of everybody else's lives. And
well, you know what? It's, yeah.
I went through this, and all three of the arguments ended up getting deleted because of the original poster was like, I'm done dealing with this BS.
Right.
And I don't know if it was because of one side, the other, or just they were sick of their phone blowing up over everybody arguing over, gun rights, stuff like that.
Well, it is, and in all fairness, and I know my chair's squeaky, and I'm taking care of that this week.
Mine's squeakier.
It's the one major, beyond the tragedy that happened, it is the one major issue that bugs me. Is the immediate from both sides, everybody digs in, immediately. It's not, everybody does about 30 seconds of, oh, this is horrible, those poor people. Hey, you know what? Fuck you, you ain't taking my guns. Or, hey, fuck it, we're taking your guns.
Well, no, so
that does irritate me. I'm not lying.
From both
sides.
That does. But so I jumped into it in more of a rational, like I was thinking about it, and I know me rational, I may be rational on here, and it's only because I'm quiet, because I don't get many words in. Outside of here, I'm not as rational. You can ask Jane. Jane's in the chat. You guys can ask her. But I was sitting down, and I was like, okay, so you're complaining about how we're putting rights in front of people's lives. But you're going to sit here and scream from the mountaintop about guns and how guns are horrible and we need all this. But, okay, last year, or no, 2017, I've got them written down over here. Yes, I'm going to look over because I don't have them memorized. I should, actually, and I'm going to memorize them just for everybody, just to piss people off. 39,000 people died last year from any kind of gun accidents, suicide, homicide. Car accidents, there was 40,000 people that died last year. I don't see anybody saying, hey, maybe we need to take tests every 2 years now to make sure everybody doesn't kill each other. We need to regulate how fast our cars can go.
We should just take fully automatic cars off the road.
Hell, sooner or later, there's going to be automatic cars on the road. Isn't that kind of fucking scary? But, and I'm like, so where's your voice in that aspect? Oh, wait, that's not a big enough number? Let's do obesity. 300,000 people died in 2017 from complications of obesity. 300,000.
Here I am eating.
What are you trying to say?
I'm
killing myself right now. Shut up.
But I'm trying to say, and you froze, by the way, Mike. Again, your camera loves you.
Oh shit!
But
all right, hold on. Oh, yep, I see the notice.
Yeah.
See that? So, that's me committing suicide one bite at a time, and I'm eating red meat.
Where are these voices saying, "Hey, look, I'm about us taking away, foods that have super fatty, the sodas, everything like that"? Where are you then? Where's your outrage then when there's 300 and some thousand people dying every year over, just us eating ourselves to death, Jacob?
Hey, red meat, good for you.
So. It kind of pisses me off, and there is another example I could use that would stir the pot and start the can, and it has to do with abortion. I'm not going to go there. Just because that can, I'm going to leave alone.
Good boy. We got plenty of other cans to work with tonight. That one's fine. Set that off to the side, maybe at a later date.
But the whole outrage of, guns. Stop being outraged over shit people are telling you to be outraged about, and start reading and start looking into, the number of homicides in 2017 was 14,000 people. So 14,000 deaths, a little over 14 and a half, died in 2017 because somebody else pulled the trigger and killed them. However it happened, that's what they considered a homicide. Now, there's way more other things people have died from. And if you're going to say, if we get rid of the guns, it's going to fix the problem, no, it's not. Because freaking Great Britain's having a freaking knife issue with people.
I'm going to tell you right now, if that's your only argument, is if we get rid of the guns, all the crime goes away.
That's not true.
And I'm going to pull the dumbest freaking Facebook post meme out and be like, fine, let's make heroin and meth illegal too.
Well, right. So, but even if we were able to do what Great Britain did, Great Britain got most of the guns off the street. Yes, there's a few still in circulation. But did their crime rate go down? Did their murder rate go down? No, it didn't. It just moved to a different utensil or a different way, and now they've got collection boxes on the corner for your big-ass kitchen knives so you won't stab your wife or your cousin or whoever the fuck they're killing.
That's pretty funny.
But... so it's proof that it's our mental health that's our problem, not guns,
right. Well,
not an object.
Everything the shooter in Dayton and El Paso did was against the law.
Right.
It was already against the law.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he did.
Yep.
We can't talk about the laws that are in the books, man. We can't. We all played this game when we were teenagers and young adults. We all sat there and found out about that damn law that was on the books in your local town or the city or the state or whatever. It was so stupid. It was funny. Like I remember one of them was you can't buy cornflakes on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Right.
They always said there was a law in England that you could piss outside of your vehicle anywhere as long as your left hand was touching the car.
Why don't we just outlaw murder? That way these things won't happen.
That would work. You're right.
Amazing. That's an amazing idea.
Hey, let's start a petition to outlaw murder.
You know what? You probably just shouldn't kill people.
Right. Don't kill people.
I mean...
And we'll be good.
We'll be good.
Well, but Mike, like you were saying just a few minutes ago before you froze up, that whenever something like this happens, you get both sides.
Yes.
You get 33.38 seconds. Let's give them what they deserve. We feel so bad for the people involved, and then they dig in.
Yeah.
Well, the dig in is just the beginning, because once they're dug in and they start their screaming of "Don't take my guns" or "We're gonna take your guns," then it's let's find anything and everything we can about the person or not about the person. Let's start sharing it, and then on the backside, whether right, left, center, or indifferent, now you just start seeing shares of all this information. It's somebody posts something and boom, it's shared. The minute you ask for any, and I'm probably saying this word wrong, you guys can correct me. I'm just the resident dumb redneck. The fluidity, whatever it is, the evidential proof that that's accurate. The minute you ask somebody for that information, you get, well, do it yourself. We'll figure it out yourself. We'll look at it yourself, with no place to start.
Hey, and that's craziness, because you want to ask me where I got my numbers from? I have the links. You can come and get them from me. Other people, they're a-holes for doing that.
In regards to...
That's the thing, too, though. Every time one of these happens, everybody assumes everything before there's any evidence.
Oh yeah.
And we're not talking the media. We're not talking MSNBC and CNN and all those.
We know what they're going to assume already.
This is everybody. I can tell you right now, in the last hour and a half, gentlemen, 2 hours, I've fielded 6 or 7 different, look at this, and I start looking at it
all day.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. Okay, so I searched for this, and I found this. 5 minutes later, somebody else is posting a picture of the same thing I just searched for, completely different images.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
The image. What I'm talking about
bad right now. I mean,
what I'm talking about right now is the picture of the individual labeled as the Dayton shooter. Okay.
I've already seen one. I've already seen one on a liberal channel where he's wearing where they photoshopped a "Make America Great" hat on him walking into the Walmart.
Oh, shut up!
Well, what I'm saying is, and you guys have seen it because we spun it around our little chat. You've got 3 different people by the same or similar name. That you've got one group of people saying this guy was the shooter, but he wasn't by the articles written by the newspapers. You've got other posts that you can find right now that the image they put up for the quote-unquote Dayton shooter looks like a 12-year-old kid in glasses. That's not where, if you look anywhere else, that's not the picture you're going to see.
Right.
But because somebody stuck these pictures together, posted it on Facebook, and said, these are these shooters. It's obviously a conspiracy. They all look the same. Yeah. But that's not the guy that everybody else is saying did the shooting. Mm-hmm. But if you don't take the time to look at it and actually dig a little deeper, yes, you will fall down a rabbit hole.
There's already all kinds of misinformation.
You're already neck deep in that hole.
But look at it. But you know what? And I was going to get into that a little bit later too. But the misinformation, let's be honest. The misinformation's on purpose. I mean, the misinformation. Think about this, because automatically, the minute one of these things happens, what happens to Facebook, Twitter, you name it, it splits right down the middle.
Right.
Half are bitching this way, half are bitching this way. And guess what? Just like politics, they keep us split right down the middle, and everybody's happy. Because, and if anybody thinks that the Republicans or the Democrats or pretty much anybody who's been in D.C. for 20, 30 plus years, if you don't think they're all the same freaking people, you're kidding yourself, because they don't want us. If at any point in time, 75% of us as voters And as we the people got together, they would shit themselves because that could end their reign. But as long as they keep us divided, half of the Republicans and half the Democrats will keep getting in, and they'll keep every 8 to 4 years, this party will get the whole country, this party will get the whole country.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, and events like this are perfect for their agenda. And we can go down the rabbit hole whether they're, whether they're false flags, whether they're planned, whether these guys are being paid. I mean, dude, we could be on here till what? I don't know. We both all three go to work tomorrow morning?
Yeah, right.
And
That's a negative. I'm good. I'm on vacation. Let's talk.
So
we could be on until you go to work on Tuesday.
This is true.
That'd be exhausting.
But it's true. I mean, and that's the part that irritates me probably the most is that, man, and don't get me wrong, I'm just as much to blame. The minute I saw some of the stuff, I fell down the same hole and was like, yeah, F them, I'm going to reload now. We all, it's nature because we're so freaking trained anymore. It disgusts me.
Well, it is. And
Well,
my favorite thing today was I saw somebody posted something that was supposed to be the shooter in El Paso's Facebook page. And I want to ask you a question, Mike, because you're throughout all these Patriot groups. You're in a lot of these Patriot groups. Is there any Patriot group where you have 200, 300 mutual friends in a Patriot group?
Mutual. No, I don't think no.
Do you think you could achieve that?
200-300 would be rough. I mean, I bet a majority of the groups, but I follow a lot of similar groups of friends who friends.
Yes.
So, but I even through that though, I'm probably only got about 20 or 30 people.
Okay, so I was looking, they were like, look at all the patriot and white supremacist groups that he's a part of and friends with. And if this MFer didn't have mutual 200 and some friends in this group, 300 and some friends in this group, and the whole page was that way. And I'm like, there is no way that's real. That is Photoshopped.
No.
That has to be Photoshopped.
I don't like that many people.
I can't stand that many people.
If you go to my page and look, anything that I like, it's 10 to 20 people. I think the Silver Star Outlaws is the biggest collection of you have this many friends in that group.
Yeah.
Even the group that I'm a founding member of, the Heartland Defenders, I don't have that many friends in it.
True.
I know a lot of people, but friends.
Well, we used to.
Well, that's true. If you don't show up, we're not going to have you hanging around.
But no, I mean, and really, and I'm now like, I'm in a lot of groups, but I'm in a lot of groups for, it's not like I follow up on them, but I get in a lot of these groups just for information and for networking, and I think a lot of the other guys too, but yeah, even so, and I don't know, maybe it's sad that we're not, and maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe there aren't enough of us, intermingling together in all these different places. And although I guess we could, like actually come talk and sit with each other.
I think you're leaning towards the wrong direction of the thought process in that, because I don't think it really matters how many Facebook friends or Twitter fans or any of that you have.
Depends on
if you're not able to actually sit down, because believe me, everybody watching, if you haven't sat down with us, we do that. We get together. We go to eat. We go to events. We actually know each other.
You mean we actually do things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just by saying, oh, look, I have 390 friends out of X Patriot group. That's great. How many of them do you actually know? How many have you ever walked?
Yeah, and to that point, that's why, I disagree sometimes to some degree when people say that keyboard warriors there's no use for them. Because, and here's the only reason why I don't think that's completely true. The very first More, that never happens without keyboard warriors.
Right.
That gathering never would have happened because there were probably 200 people sharing and networking that never came to the event. But what they were good at was being on a computer and networking and sharing. So it's not enough to be just a keyboard warrior, but there are times when keyboard warriors are very useful.
Do you think we could use those folks when it comes to this We the People?
You never know.
We the people.
I see 14 people on here that could probably share it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and Jacob Hunter has a good point about red coat, blue coat, green coat. Quit picking sides and pick We the People.
You're right. And you're right, Jay.
Hey, if you scroll down a little bit on this page where you're watching this video, there's an event. It's called We the People Are Coming. Or did you change that again?
Nope.
Okay. We the People Are Coming. April 24th, 2020. Even if you don't want to show up, even if you don't want your face to be on the news or in the news or whatever, you can at least hit share. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. Well, and we don't. And the new segment that I started last week, and I've got a new list tonight. They're on my iPad tonight because I know. But I, that's what I want to try and do. And if a small group like us and everybody else can start we need to be out there sharing, each other's events. We need to start showing up at each other's events. If we don't have some kind of unity or collective, and some of you know more about a certain collective, but if what?
No.
I wasn't the one laughing. I'm just saying.
It's true, but if we don't start working together, if we keep, again, we got into this a lot last week. If you're not willing to share other people's, if it's all because, no, I want everybody to be on my page and be my Facebook friend. We're not sharing nothing. How stupid is it that you don't want to network with other people that are like-minded with you? I mean, how freaking ignorant is that? It's just stupid. And quite frankly, if you believe that there aren't people on quote unquote the other side, and Jacob, you're right. This is where we get into this. If you don't think there are people who vote Democratic and that are maybe not far left, but they're just Democrats. If you don't think there's people out there who believe in the Second Amendment on that side, you're fooling yourself. Hell, the worst fascist group in this country right now, the Antifus, half of them exercise their Second Amendment right. The very thing that allows them to do what they're doing and allows them to carry at certain events in certain cities is what they're fighting against. I mean, that's how ignorant they've become. But
they're
fighting against the same Constitution that allows them to do everything they do.
Mm-hmm. When we did the Second Amendment rally in Columbus, and we had Antifa on the other side of that fence, I can't remember if it was me and Jane or me and Eamon and Jane or who all it was that had the conversation, but they were out there screaming about, I think it was a statement towards Jane of her skin color and you're with idiots, or it was the other girl that was with us. I'm sorry, but if you're championing an organization that says your skin color is wrong and that they want to see quote unquote, and we talked about this previous, so I hope to God Facebook now gets on us and tells us we can't say it. If you're screaming white genocide and you're white, I want you to know that they're not going to kill me first. They're going to kill you first. Then they'll come after me. It's just the way it works. It's the same concept with the Second Amendment.
We're a little harder target.
Well, if you're fighting against the Second Amendment, using the Second Amendment to do it, who do you think's going to be the first one they're going to come after? The ones that are like, take their guns away. Not the ones like, don't take my guns away.
For the most part, most of those people like that are cowards. Yeah, I mean, they always get their loudest after the fences go up and they know they're separated by cops. Because if just like in Berkeley, the minute the barricades got, crushed, yeah, those cowards that were all screaming about how they were going to, kill anybody in a MAGA hat, yeah, they were running real quick once that barricade fell down. The fact of the matter is most of them are cowards because it's that those are real keyboard warriors who thought they were really tough and then left behind the keyboard and found out, oh, the real world kind of sucks. They might be
the same shit we've told our kids for the last 18 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the stove. Yeah, don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove.
Don't touch it.
Well, then
it'll burn you.
And hey, everybody that's watching, I promised I had a bunch of stuff to be a lot lighter today. Until two assholes had to go do the thing they did.
There's no. I mean, Jeremy, I told
everybody this morning when I put it out. I'm like, cans are gonna open.
I promised Jeremy an hour ago. I said, I promise I won't take every worm out of the can.
Yeah, I apologize for my language. I've just been fired up all freaking day. Right. I mean, I just have.
He yelled at me. Hurt my feelings and everything.
I know. I know we're a bunch of cupcakes here, and we're all, very, we need to watch the feelings.
Yes. My feeling got hurt.
Your feeling got hurt.
Right here.
Nah, as soon as I saw what had happened yesterday, I was already like, okay, well, whatever I have written down is going out the window. It just
pretty sure you made sure at least 8 of your keys went to the can of worms.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I am gonna get into some can of worms too about on my list tonight. There are some new things because I've been having a conversation with a couple friends in California. And he actually turned me on to one of the guys on my list here on Twitter.
It was a good conversation then.
Yeah, okay. It was interesting because
I was worried because you said friends in California in conversations and.
Oh no! Hey,
it's a little heart starts racing a little bit.
There's people in California that know how to build guns too that not necessarily government may or may not know about. Allegedly.
Oh my God! Ghost guns.
And if you really look at a map of California when they vote, there's only about 2 or 3 red dots in the whole friggin' state. They're just where everybody lives.
Right.
You mean blue dots?
Yeah, most of my friends have moved out of those areas. But
folks, he meant blue dots.
Yes,
not red dots. He meant blue dots.
Sorry, I had an AOC moment.
We ain't talked about her in forever.
Oh, and she's giving us plenty of ammo too.
I mean, yeah. Well, there's so much more to talk about. She's just a dumb bartender.
Most of you guys know. I mean, I lived in California for a while, at several different times actually. Yeah. Well, it was a different place, but that's why he turned me on to this. He was one of my friends. You only think this is water when I start talking about California.
Here, Mike, just end it all.
Yeah, but we used to go to like Venice Beach, which everybody remembers from the movies in the late '80s and early Muscle Beach and Venice Beach and the Santa Cruz, not Santa Cruz, but the Long Beach Boardwalk. I mean everything out there. So he had sent me some pictures of, areas that we used to, hang out. And mind you, in California, they're doing it's obviously in this is all pretty much within Los Angeles County-ish area. They're living the democratic utopia there. I mean, they're between their governor and their mayors, and I mean they're doing the democratic socialist thing there. I mean, it's a socialist country all to its own there. And if that's why I put these two guys on my list, because I want you to go. If you have a friend who's like, hardcore, socialism is the way to go, and if the government does everything for you and big government, and just tell me when I'm supposed to wipe my butt and how many times and what time of day. If you think that's how you want to live, I want you to check out the two of the people, especially on my one's in Portland, who you guys probably know, and there's another one who's down in Santa Monica. And look at, mind you, these are places that used to be teeming with, they were like the meccas of LA. I mean, when people thought of LA, it was like, oh yeah, I got to go to Venice Beach, Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those guys that used to be down there working out, and I mean, girls and dudes, that magazine quality from end to end, you know what I mean? You should see these places now. My buddy doesn't even take his kids he moved to California because he loved the ocean, he loved to surf. He won't even go to the ocean anymore because he sent me a short video of, I don't know, maybe about a half-mile walk on the beach, and piles of feces on the beach, needles, uncapped needles, hundreds of little baggies, that were either heroin or whatever. I mean, in a half-mile walk and just keeping the camera on the ground, that's what it's become. And he pans up, and it's nothing but I honest to God, when he first did the video and he didn't tell me what it was, I honest to God thought he was in Tijuana, Mexico, because that's what I remember Tijuana, Mexico being like.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Can you find out if he would be okay with us either sharing that on our website or on our Facebook page?
I will check with him. He's a strange dude, but the guy that I'm gonna put on that's on our list from tonight, he basically went down and followed a lot of the same routes, and he's got a lot of the same type-ish videos. But I'll talk to my buddy and see if he'd be okay. Like I said, he's in California. Do I have to go further, or?
Well, if he shared it to you and you share it to the group or to the website, it won't fall directly back on him.
I'll definitely ask him. But yeah, I mean, you if people think that's how they want to live, they ought to see what socialism has done to the state of California. It's horrifying. I mean,
you're just talking about trash, man. I mean, look at the system. Look at from an Ohioan's point of view or a Coloradan's point of view. Look at what the system does. I mean, they're literally where you're talking about. It's a sanctuary city. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Los Angeles and Long Beach and all that. Oh yeah,
sanctuary city. So, not only is it drug-ridden and trash-ridden and apparently homeless-ridden, now they're just pumping more into it, saying nobody can arrest you because you live here.
Well, and not only that. So this was disturbing for me. Do you realize? They now actually have city employees they have feces trucks.
Yes.
They drive almost 24/7 up and down the streets of LA, washing feces off the sidewalks and roads because there's so many homeless and everything else that they are just literally puking, crapping, pissing on the public sidewalks and roads because there's so many of them, there's no place else to go.
I know that the rats started the Black Plague, but I'm pretty sure I learned a long time ago that the dumping of human feces into the streets caused just as many problems as the rats.
Yeah, it was just as much an
I'm
issue.
telling you, I will. Yeah, watch. It's called the one's gonna. I'll go over it again, but the one's called Santa Monica Problems, and that's on Twitter. I'm gonna put the list up for sure. But yeah, it's called Santa Monica Problems on Twitter. I'm telling you, watch his videos. It's disturbing.
Our resident plumber / fecal expert, Mike Palmer, just posted a comment, said he watched the videos, and the problem is they're actually washing it down the storm drain.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you think that goes, kids?
Well, and guess where that all goes? So most of the storm drains head into the LA River, as it's called, which then deposits where? Into the ocean, onto the beaches.
Yep.
When do we get to just set a Meklik up along the border and just...
I mean, if you go, and somebody, I'm going to ask him if he's got that video. Somebody said that there is a video of that, of it pouring out of that and into the LA River. And now, mind you, you know who else? There's hundreds of homeless that live along the LA River, and they're basically using the LA River to bathe in, which is kind of third worldish because they're pretty much bathing in other people's.
I'm just going to let you know. I went to Iraq, OIF1, and you watched Iraqis literally bathing on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's third world, kids.
Yeah, they have literally, socialism has turned California one of per capita, in the end, before the homeless, it probably still one of the most, highest incomes per capita in the country. There is millions and billions of dollars in California, and they have turned it into a third world, as Trump would put it, shithole.
Right. Well, and it's, you can only imagine the whole, hey, Bob, where'd you get the face paint from? What do you mean? I just took a bath.
Well, I mean, but
wrong,
Jacob,
sir.
Yeah, but Jacob's right. Let's be honest. That's what's next from there is going to be disease.
Well, yeah.
At some point, an epidemic is going to break out there. I mean, it's inevitable.
Isn't California like the progenitor of no vaccine?
Right.
I mean, isn't that the hippy dippy kind of shit that come out of there?
Believe it or it's kind of funny. In California, it's interesting, and I was like, the hippies in California, believe it or not, a vast majority of them are pretty intelligent people, believe it or not.
Okay.
They just don't buy into the whole, society. They just think it's, you just chill and life is good. But that's how bad it's gotten. The hippies have moved out of those beach areas. I mean, the hippies don't even want to be there. And they're all peace, love, and love everyone. And even they don't want to be with the druggies and the,
Well, but we've already talked. Okay, so let's take the word hippie out of the equation. Let's talk about leftist. We've already said that last video or 2 videos ago that we can take you can go watch liberal media stuff or conservative media stuff. Liberty Hangout's one of them I can think of off the top of my head. And they walk right up to a quote-unquote leftist and say, hey, this illegal Hispanic right here needs a place to stay. Can he come stay with you? And their immediate response is, no, I don't have any room for him. So it's not hippies. It's not. It's peace, love, and everyone, except for if I have to do it. Right. If I have to do it, then no, I can't do that.
Something's wrong with my feed.
Mike
No, no, you guys are good with me. I'm just seeing, is our feed okay online?
Yeah, it looks fine to me. Everything's running fine, frames per second and everything.
Okay. Where I can't get it to pull back up on my computer, so
I've been staring at a black spinning wheel for the last since we started.
Yeah. Weird. All right.
I don't believe anybody else watching's having the issues. I think it's just
hear
the fact
about
that, yeah.
Okay.
Fair
Just
enough.
the
fact that we're doing the show, watching the show, seeing the show, playing on the show, all that stuff.
Yeah, and actually,
Heather says she sees us fine.
Okay, good, because Facebook actually literally just booted me.
Did it really?
Yep.
Uh-oh, what'd you say?
Tommy
What'd you post?
I was talking about their homeland in California.
Oh, boy. At least you weren't trying to live stream the freaking president thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cincinnati. That was bull BS, too.
Yeah, I just tried to hit watch party and says you cannot perform this at this moment.
Ooh. Everybody, we're witnessing Cosper getting in trouble.
Everybody, pay attention. This is going to happen to you.
This is the same stuff that was happening to me this morning, man. It was. I don't know what I said that pissed them, but man, I have pissed off the Facebook fascist gods for sure.
I think it was that statement right there. Just
is that it?
Pissed them right on off.
Oh, dude, I had a spirited debate with probably a 12-year-old on the other end of a chat this morning from Facebook. Because there was nothing I was trying to post. It was my post about our show tonight.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, well, there's content you can't put, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, are you stupid? Can you read the post? Oh, yeah, actually, I know you can read the post because you watch all my shit. Click.
Oh, boy.
Like I said, I'm sure it was some 12-year-old on the other end that freaking...
What we are saying right now is, guys, if you have a YouTube and you watch YouTube videos, please take this opportunity after the video tonight to head over to YouTube and subscribe. All you have to do is subscribe. We'll watch it and see our subscriber count move up. Once our subscriber count moves up to what we typically see here on Facebook, we will let you know on a video here on Facebook that we're going to move over to the not-so liberalist, psychotic, fascist system.
They're pretty...
when we need to.
They just tend to not take you off live. They normally just take you down after the fact. So you get your live shit out. They just then go, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't do this after the fact. So
I mean, but Mike, if you're getting hit like this,
yeah, it's weird.
More than likely, it's one of these people that just follow you around. They friended you forever ago, or they just happen to follow you. That's giving you shit. And that's the thing that I see from it is I know that I'm the kind of person that you come across and you just bash the living shit out of me for whatever I said. I'm like, okay, whatever, done. I walk away. It's over. It's done with. Thanks for playing.
Okay, let me post. Never mind.
But the left and some of the keyboard, as we say, keyboard warriors from the other side. The minute you come back with fact or you just come back at all, they're not responses, well, this is getting out of hand or a rebuttal to what you said. Their immediate response is just to hit the freaking report button.
Yeah, true.
And they'll report you for whatever.
Oh, yeah, and I have a feeling there's I found some people lately. They sent me friend requests and I didn't, obviously I didn't acknowledge them, but I'm definitely getting some, and I think probably because I'm in so many groups, and I post, which I also like to try and do, when I'm in other people's things and they invite me in and stuff, I try and post and keep active on their pages too, because I'd like them to, I would like them to reciprocate. I'm not expecting them to, but I would like them to. And I have a feeling I've had a few people on a few of them. You know, you can tell they've got trolls galore. And I've had a few people trolling me pretty decent lately. And I've been fairly calm for me.
For you.
You know, now
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah, now the funny thing is I'm a complete douche on Twitter because very few, if any, people know my Twitter, and I'm a douche on Twitter, and they haven't shut me down except for once, at which I'm kind of mad because I'm kind of set a goal to get banned, and they won't.
Funny. Go read his shit.
It's good times though.
If you want to be offended at least once a day, go check out his shit.
Yeah, I get. Well, you know, and I don't try to. I definitely get a little bit more mouthy on there because, and let's be honest, Facebook right now, unfortunately, is where we can connect with people. So, although we seem to be losing people, bring them back. But
they'd rather hear us yell about California.
Unfortunately, we need Facebook, so I try not to get too stupid on Facebook because, I mean, this is where we connect with a lot of people. It just is. I mean, I know a majority of them are afterwards, after the video's over with. But we do connect with a lot of people on Facebook, I think. So, but anyways,
I ain't saying we don't.
Where did we start out at?
Where?
California. I think we were in California there for a minute, and then we just
yeah, you know. Well, again, so I will. Let me go. I guess I'll real quick. You know, we're coming up on it, so I'll give you guys. You know, although I've been talking mostly anyways, but I'll give you a breather and rundown. I'm going to put these up soon as the show's over, so you know, definitely take a look, pass them around. So there is I know this is another dirty word right now. There's a unity rally in Washington, D.C. Imagine that.
What?
I know unity is such a nasty word right now, right up there with patriot. So that's in August 31st this year. There's America First flag wave in March in D.C. Also on September 28th. I think it's a lot of the people that were going to Moore have kind of banded together and decided to still do a march. So if you're in D.C. one of those 2 weekends, there's a Veterans and Friends Ball. I believe our buddy Mitch up in Delaware has something to do with this one. It's in Newark, Delaware on November 9th. There's another 2A rally for those of us here in Ohio. 2A Awareness and Rights Walk in Massillon, which is next weekend, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of busy next weekend.
I know. I'm working on. We'll talk later too. I got to figure out my vehicle. I'm going to have a vehicle issue because my one good vehicle is going to Indiana with my wife.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but I'm working on it. So, and then there is another Second Amendment march, which I was going to talk to some of you guys about, and I don't know if we have anything going, but I think this would be a cool one to go to, especially anybody in the northern part of Ohio. It's September 10th in Lansing, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And that looks like it's going to be, they've actually got John Bondren. I'm going to actually list all this with the links on here and on my page and probably on Heartland. So you'll find the links as soon as the show's over. But this one's got I want to say it looked like there were 634 people going and another 400 interested. So, and this it's their second annual, I believe. So that one might be something that as a group we want to talk about. It sounds like it's going to be, and yeah, for Jacob, I know it's a further drive, but for me, I think it was only about a 4-hour drive.
It's not bad.
No,
I'll come stay with you.
There you go. Okay, so the people and pages, I think will be interesting to follow. Again, Santa Monica Problems on Twitter. That's that. I'm telling you, man. You have friends who are liberals, and we all have one at least. I'm telling you, tell them to check out this guy's page. He's just an average Joe that lives in California. I think from what I understand, it seems like he's lived there his whole life, and he's seen firsthand what their socialist, agenda has done to that state. I mean, it's you watch some of these videos. I'm telling you, we knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. Farley Films. I don't know if anybody follows Farley Films on Twitter and Facebook. He is in Portland. He's a little different. I don't know if everybody, kind of like Ford Fisher. He's a little bit more like Ford Fisher. So he's an acquired taste, but he's actually got some pretty cool. He does a lot of. He covers Antifa and Joey a lot in Portland. Okay. So he's another great one to follow. And if you're looking for an alternative news source, and they are,
Said he's got my camera. I'm on his page now, and his main top picture is my camera.
Nice, nice. So he online. They're online, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. It's called One America News Network. They're an independent. Actually, some of the guys that were at
Defending Freedom,
Virginia, at the summit. Some of those guys are regulars on that network, but it's a pretty cool regular news network. Yeah, they probably lean a little right, maybe a lot of times, but they try. You can tell they're trying to do news like it used to be.
Just telling you the news, letting you decide
the news. Yeah. I mean, they have their commentation. They commentate a lot too, but I think you'll like it. Again, I'll put all these on here, guys. I ran into this guy, had a great talk with him. I think I'm going to try and get our group here at Heartland to work with these guys. They're based out of Ohio. They started, I think, in 2016. They're a veterans group. They do outreach work. It's called Veterans Outreach. They're online. They're based here in Ohio. I think they have about 5 states they're working in now, but they are, they're real active. Man, I had about a 30-minute conversation with a Vietnam veteran he was out in front of Walmart, doing a donation drive, giving out the flags or the flag pin for, donations. Really great guy, and their organization is really cool. I mean, him and I wound up pulling up a lawn chair from inside Walmart and sitting down next to him for like a half an hour and having a good talk with the guy. No. I didn't like it after I sat there a half hour. And then if anybody's never watched Jermaine, they call him. He's sometimes called the Kid. He has a page on Facebook called "I Got Something I Need to Say." Fixables Inc. He's a guy out of Chicago. I don't know if most of you guys didn't get a chance to meet him last year. He is the gentleman last year who was supposed to come to Moore, whose son was actually shot in Chicago and killed.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Remember him? Yeah. So that he has his channel on Facebook. He definitely doesn't hold back. Probably not something you want to watch with your children. But he tells it straight and from a great perspective, because he's us. He's a blue collar guy, lives in Chicago. Has seen firsthand. I mean, the man's son was shot down in a drive-by shooting and died last year. And a very hardcore conservative. And in a city like that, it's pretty refreshing view from a guy who lives. He's lived it. Much like this guy in Santa Monica, he's lived the Democratic dream, and it ain't so pretty. Mm. So those are the guys I have for tonight in the events, and like I said, I got them all in a spreadsheet already ready to go. So as soon as we're done, I'm going to shoot them up here. Okay. But again, if anybody else has anybody they think we should be following, events they think we should be promoting, going to, please, get it to us. We've all got to work together here, guys, and get things moving, because things aren't getting better in our country currently. Even with the quote unquote right guy in office, that things are not great, guys.
We left that can of worms alone.
I know.
Mm-hmm. It's a little late to start that can of worms.
But we've got to.
Come back next week.
Not just us. I mean, everybody. This We the People, the march is for everyone. This is We the People. As We the People, the only way we're ever going to get anything done in this country is if we work together. And it starts with us. It starts with, whatever, the 11, 10 people that are on here, us, groups, and with groups, guys, I'm telling you, if you're watching this video now, because I'm sure most of the people on here are either in a group or our group, man, if you're going to need extended family. And a group like ours that's exactly that. I mean, we've talked about it thousands of times. We really are an extended family. The way this world's going right now, man, you don't want to be alone. You want friends, you want family. Even if we're not the right group for you, I'm telling you, go out, find a group, find some people, because I think it's important, especially nowadays. I think you need that extended family.
Corny movie quote.
Uh-oh.
Corny movie quote.
Go
Fast
ahead.
and the Furious. I don't have friends. I have family.
There you go.
And on that, we're about our hour in, so I'm gonna slow us down here. Thank you everybody for watching. You guys, thank you for your time as always. Definitely heartlandoffenders.com, Heartland Offenders on Facebook and YouTube. Go follow the YouTube, get us kind of worked up there, because we're probably going to move over there sooner or later. And then all the information will be put up about what Mike said tonight. And again, everybody, be safe. We'll see you next Sunday, 8 p.m. as always.
Eastern.
Yep. Yes, thank you for the Eastern. I've seen that post a couple of times. 8 p.m. What
time?
Well,
we're getting outside of the Eastern time zone.
Yes, that's a great thing. But thank you guys, everybody, for watching. If you watch us again later on, or you're just watching it later on, not live, don't be afraid to hit us up on Facebook. Any of us, you can find us attached to the Heartland Defenders page if you have any questions or anything like that. So again, we'll see you guys next week. Be safe, have fun, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.